So today we will discuss about Srimati Radharani. You know who is Srimati Radharani?
Yeah.
Where is she? Can you see her?
Right leg right now.
Yeah.
Where? There.
Yes. Yes. So the personality who is standing next to Krishna, she is Srimati Radharani. She is a puzzle for materialistic people. Even when I came to Krishna consciousness, I used to wonder, who is this lady who is always next to the Supreme Lord? So it's actually very important to understand who Srimati Radharani is and why is she so worshipable. Why do we worship her along with Krishna? It's a very transcendentally, very confidential and very elevated subject matter. But I will try and explain it as simply as I can so that all of you can understand who she is.
Isn't she kind of Krishna?
Yeah, that's what we will hear today. So we often hear about the pastimes of Radha and Krishna, especially in Vrindavan, and if we do not have proper understanding of Srimati Radharani, then we may think that it is just girlfriend boyfriend. Krishna has a girlfriend or has a wife, or is some lady with whom he is performing some pastimes. So it's very essential to understand what is the position of Srimati Radharani, so that whenever we look at them, we look at them in a proper perspective, with proper understanding. So I will tell you one incident that happened with me. When I was traveling, I went to India once and I was in Hyderabad airport. So I was waiting for my next flight and there was this other student who was also waiting for his next flight, and we started having conversation. So when we were having this discussion, I asked him, whom do you worship? Whom do you have more faith? He said, Shivji. I love Shivji. I'm a very big fan of Shivji. So then the conversation went on, and then at one stage I asked him, what about Krishna? What do you think of him? He said, no, I don't like Krishna. So I said, why? He said, he is not a good God. I said, why? He said, he has all this relations with so many women, 16,000 gopis, and goes and, at the middle of the night goes and dances and with them. So I don't think he is a person of a good character. So he said that was the reason why we don't worship Krishna. We don't like him because he is not of a good character. And with Shivji there is no such problem. Shivji has just one wife. He is renunciant. He lives in Kailash. Doesn't even wear clothes. He is such a pure character. You see, there is not even a slight tinge of suspicion on his character. So at that time I didn't know much about Srimati Radharani, so I could not really answer and explain to him that who is this personality. Many children also have this misconceptions about what is happening. I'll tell you, recently one of the devotee families, her daughter is of the age of Tirtha. She was telling her father that Krishna also has girlfriends and boyfriend. So what is the problem? Why can't I have a boyfriend? So it is even going to that level where children are saying, if God can have girlfriend, why can't I have boyfriend? So then I was really thinking that this is a very important topic to understand. Otherwise, there will be a lot of misconceptions, and when we ask these children to go and worship Krishna, they will see him with that, perspective, with that frame of mind, that he is not of a good character. But actually that is not true at all. So today we will try to understand who this Srimati Radharani is. And once you understand, you will actually understand how glorious it is to worship both of them together. So first of all, Radharani is not some ordinary lady. She is not even the lady of this world that you can think of. She is a completely transcendental personality who is actually non-different from Krishna. I will explain you through an analogy. Analogy of sun and sunshine. Can there be sunshine without sun? Can there be sunshine without sun? No, right? So both sunshine and sun are one. Is it one? Or are they two? Are they different? Sun and sunshine are inseparable. If there is sun but there is no sunshine, that means that is not sun. And if there is sunshine but there is no sun, then that sunshine is not sunshine. Right? So they are inseparable. Wherever there is sun, there is sunshine. Wherever there is sunshine, there must be sun, even though it may not be visible to us. Now, sun and sunshine both are one. Correct? But at the same time, they are also different. Is it not? Right now, the sunshine is in this room. Yes? But is sun here? No. So, sunshine and sun are same. At the same time, they are simultaneously different. Sun is quite far from here. But it's because of sun that sunshine is here. So they are inseparable, but at the same time they are one and different. Same is with Radha and Krishna. Radharani is an internal potency or energy of Krishna. So Krishna has, in Vishnu Purana it is said that Krishna has innumerable energies. Innumerable energies. And those, for convenience sake, those energies can be divided into three categories. Antaranga Shakti, that is internal potency. Bahiranga Shakti, that is external energy. And Tatastha Shakti or marginal energy. So I'll explain. This Tatastha Shakti is all of us, the living entities. All of us are belonging to the category of marginal energy, Tatastha Shakti. Bahiranga Shakti, external energy, is this material world that we see, the Maya and all this matter. This is material energy. This is called Bahiranga Shakti of the Supreme Lord. And then there is Antaranga Shakti or internal potency of Krishna, through which the entire spiritual world is manifested. And that is Srimati Radharani. Now, internal potency has three aspects. Within internal potency, there are three aspects: Sandhini Shakti, Samvit Shakti, and Haladini Shakti. So, Haladini Shakti is the pleasure potency. It is the pleasure-giving potency of Lord Krishna. And that potency is Srimati Radharani. So, whenever Krishna wants to enjoy, see, for our enjoyment, we need external things. We need other persons, we need other things to enjoy. But for Krishna, he doesn't need anything else. He is himself Atmaram. Atmaram means he is himself satisfied and he can enjoy himself. He doesn't need anybody else. So when he wants to enjoy, his internal potency manifests or appears as a person, that energy, pleasure-giving potency, and that energy is Srimati Radharani, with whom he enjoys. So when Krishna is enjoying with Srimati Radharani, although the language is there are two persons, Radha and Krishna, but in one sense they are only one. So Krishna is only enjoying himself. But it appears that there is two personalities. That energy of Krishna has taken a form of a female, and that is Srimati Radharani. So when Krishna enjoys with Srimati Radharani, he is actually enjoying his own energy. He is not energy, like in this world, we want to enjoy, we'll have this husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, two living entities. But in case of Krishna, it is just one living entity in two forms. So there is a praman in Shastra which says, Radha Krishna ek atma duhi de dhari. Radha Krishna ek atma duhi de dhari. So that means they are one entity but two bodies, two dehadhari. So it's very important to understand that Radha and Krishna, they are actually one. At the same time, they are also different, just like sunshine and sun is different. Sun is the energetic, sunshine is like the energy. Similarly, Krishna is energetic and Srimati Radharani is energy. One, at the same time, different. Simultaneously, one and different. So that is the idea of Krishna and Radha. Okay, now what about all these other gopis that were there in Vrindavan? You know, there were so many gopis. There were Krishna had so many wives in Dwarka, right? How many wives were there?
16,000.
16,108. And then there are so many gopis, innumerable gopis. Then what about Lakshmis? Lakshmi Narayan, Sita Ram. Who are all these personalities?
Krishna and Radha.
So now today it will be very clear who all these ladies are. Just as Krishna can expand himself into different innumerable forms, Krishna expands himself as Balram, Ram, Varahadev, Kurma Avatar, so many, right? Narayan. Similarly, Srimati Radharani can also expand herself. She expands herself into different forms. So first she expands into two, Lalita and Vishakha. You would have seen in some temples that there is Krishna and Radharani, but on their two sides also there is two ladies, Lalita and Vishakha. These are immediate expansions of Radharani. And then there are other gopis who are also expansions of Radharani. So what happens is Radharani has got many qualities. And when she expands herself, some of those gopis will have only a subset of qualities. So let's say quality 1 and 2 is in one particular gopi. Quality 3 and 4 is in one particular gopi. Quality 1 and 5 is in some other gopi. Like that, there will be different qualities in different gopis. And Krishna enjoys with all of them. Because when you have different qualities, they have different mood. So all this, there is a lot of variety. And Krishna is enjoying with all of this personalities. So gopis are direct expansions of Srimati Radharani. Then there is wives of Krishna in Dwarka. They are also expansions of Srimati Radharani. And all the Lakshmis in Vaikuntha, they are also expansions of Srimati Radharani. So Krishna is actually not enjoying with anybody else. He is actually enjoying with himself in the form of his internal potency, which is Srimati Radharani. So when we understand this, then it is very clear that we are not really seeing one or two persons. Although in terms of language, we always say there is Radha and Krishna, but actually they are one. They are only one. Krishna is supreme. He doesn't need anybody else. So he is enjoying with his own energy. This is not possible for all of us. We are not satisfied even with ourselves. So we are looking for pleasure in other ways. But for Krishna, this is not at all applicable. He is Atmarama. He doesn't need anything else to satisfy himself. He can enjoy himself just with his energies. And his energies are innumerable. So, is that clear? This is basically, in essence, the tattva of Radharani, truth of Radharani. So, next time when you go into the temple and you see Radha and Krishna, you will have a completely different understanding that whom we are seeing. That's why when we worship, we have both Radha and Krishna. Because without Radharani, Krishna doesn't feel happiness. And without Krishna, Radharani doesn't feel happiness. So they are always together. Always together. Just as sun and sunshine are always together, Radha and Krishna are always together. So we worship them together. We never worship Krishna alone. Even when we call Krishna, we will always say Radha Krishna or Hare Krishna or Jai Shri Krishna. We always, Sita Ram, Lakshmi Narayan, Lakshmi Narasimha, like that. The energy is always addressed first and then the energetic. So Krishna is Shaktiman and Radha is Shakti. So I want to recite some verses which are like the actual praman of what I've just said. Radha Krishna ek atma dui deyadhari anonya vilasa rasa aswadana kari. Radha and Krishna are one and the same, but they have assumed two bodies. Thus, they enjoy each other, testing the mellows of love. Radha Purna Shakti, Krishna Purna Shaktiman. Dui vastu bedh nahi, Sastrera praman. Sri Radha is the full power, and Lord Krishna is the possessor of full power. Understood? Radha is the full power, and Krishna is the possessor of full power. The two are not different, as evidenced by the revealed scriptures. Radha Krishna aiche sada ek ai swarupa, Leela rasa aswadite dhare dvai rupa. Thus Radha and Krishna are one, yet they have taken two forms to enjoy the mellows of pastimes. Radhika haina Krishner pranaya virakar, Swarupa Shakti haladini nam yanahar. Srimati Radhika is the transformation of Krishna's love. She is his internal energy called Hladini. So once what happened, Srila Prabhupada was giving a class on Radhastami, on the appearance day of Srimati Radharani. And in that class, Krishna was just saying, Prabhupada was saying how Krishna is enchanting everybody. Krishna attracts everybody, right? That's why his name is Krishna, the all-attractive. Everybody, every living entity is attracted to Krishna. Everything is attracted to Krishna because he enchants everyone. So Prabhupada gave a whole class on how everybody is attracted to Krishna. And then at the end he says, but that Krishna who attracts everybody is attracted to Srimati Radharani. And whose appearance day is today. So Srimati Radharani is in one sense even more worshipable than Krishna himself, because it is Krishna's love, Krishna's internal potency. Krishna is completely sold out to Radharani, and we will see that when Srimati Radharani appears in this world. So now I'll discuss about Srimati Radharani's appearance. Vrishabhanu, you know Vrishabhanu? Vrishabhanu is the Radharani's father. Where he was living in Raval, behind that there is a Kund lake which has Yamuna water. So one day during the midday bath, Vrishabhanu Maharaj goes to this lake, Yamuna, and he sees a 1,000-petal golden lotus which is floating on the river. So he goes to that flower. To his surprise, he sees a small baby girl lying in that lotus. And she was effulgent, like it is said, like 1,000 suns, where it was so bright. So immediately as Vrishabhanu picked her up, the Brahmaji gave this, invisible Akashvani, that this particular girl is none other than Srimati Radharani. You and your wife Kirtida have performed many austerities in your past life to have the consort of Krishna as your daughter. In this life, that desire of yours has been fulfilled. So Srimati Radharani has come. So you are very, very fortunate. So when Vrishabhanu hears this voice, he becomes very happy and immediately he takes Srimati Radharani to his wife Kirtida. And Kirtida is also very, very happy to have this. And they decided to have a birthday party for Srimati Radharani. The problem was, for many days, that child did not open her eyes or did not cry at all. So Vrishabhanu Maharaj and Kirtida thought that this girl is blind and probably dumb. So they were very worried. Such an effulgent, beautiful child, but not opening the eyes or not crying. So they were very worried. And immediately Narad Muni appears on the scene and he says, don't worry, even though this child appears to be blind and dumb, you still organize a big birthday party for her and invite everybody. So Vrishabhanu and Kirtida said, okay, no problem, we will have a big celebration. And they invited everybody, and they also specifically invited Nanda Maharaj
Krishna.
and Yashoda Maya along with Krishna.
Yeah, because Krishna opens Radha.
So when they are all very happy, and Krishna was almost past 1 year at that time, so he was able to crawl. So Yashoda Maya is talking to Kirtana Maharaj, and Yashoda keeps Krishna on the floor, and Krishna crawls and goes to the cot where Radharani is sleeping. And as soon as he is able to, he manages himself to climb on the cot and looks inside the cot. And as soon as he looks inside the cot, Srimati Radharani, smelling the transcendental exotic fragrance of Krishna's body, immediately understands now Krishna is here. And then she opens her eyes, because she wanted to see Krishna. The first person she will see is Krishna. So she kept her eyes closed for so many days. And after seeing Krishna, she was very happy, and then she cried. And when she cried, all the Vrishabhanu Maharaj and Kirtiya and all other family members, they were so happy that actually our child is completely normal. There is no problem. So this is the kind of love that they both each other have for each other. It's like she did not open her eyes for so many days because she wanted to see Krishna. You have a question? Okay, ask.
Was Radha, wait, were they still in Barsana when Radha was born, or was it somewhere else?
No, so yeah, that's a good question. So this pond of Yamuna is in Raval. So after some time, Radharani was taken to Barsana.
Oh, so she wasn't born in Barsana.
No, she is born in Raval.
Okay.
She didn't take birth as such. She just appeared. She appeared.
In
The lotus, yeah.
So you won't forget because Kalash surname, Rahul?
Oh yeah, your surname is Raval, huh?
So Radharani's birthplace is Rahul.
Okay, Haribol. Is there any relation?
No. We don't know if our ancestors would have had some relation.
Maybe you don't know, you may be from Raval. Who knows? People sometime back in the time they had surnames with the name of the place where they used to live.
or
So,
their job.
Jagat Mohan Krishna Tanahar Mohini Ateva Samsrera Para Thakurani. Lord Krishna enchants the world, but Sri Radha enchants even him. Therefore, she is the supreme goddess of all. Then there's another reference, Govinda Nandani Radha, Govinda Mohini, Govinda Sarvasva, Sarvakanta Shiromani. Radha is one who gives pleasure to Govinda, and she is also the enchantress of Govinda. She is the be-all and end-all of Govinda and the crest jewel of all his consorts. So this is a very important understanding that Srimati Radharani is completely steeped in deep love for Krishna. Her only interest is how to give pleasure to Krishna, how to satisfy Supreme Lord Krishna. That is her only interest. There is no other interest. So this is where we have to understand the difference between love and lust. Love means you want to please your beloved at any cost. There is no selfish interest. I want some pleasure, so my partner should please me. There is no such thing. If that is the case, then it is not love, it is lust. Love means without any expectation, you simply want to please the beloved, that's all. Even if it means taking inconveniences or going through a lot of difficulties. But in this world, so people say, I love you, and they bring this heart and all that, it's actually lust only. Sorry to say, to be blunt, but that is a fact. Because love means you want to please the other person. There is no selfish interest. There is no selfish expectations. It is only to please the other person, that's all. So when we see that Krishna has all these pastimes with gopis, it is not that gopis want to enjoy. Gopis want to give pleasure to Krishna. There are so many descriptions about this. In this class I will not be able to cover, but there are so many pastimes where it becomes very clear that gopis' existence is simply to please the Supreme Lord. That's all. They even decorate themselves for the purpose of pleasing Krishna. Otherwise they have no interest. So there are so many different pastimes which we will discuss in our future classes. But today I just wanted to focus on Radharani's tattva, as in who she is and how she is same as Krishna and at the same time different, because Krishna, energetic and energy, they are one. But this difference of love and lust is very, very important to understand. The reason why there are so many problems in this world, especially relationships, is because everybody is expecting from others that my partner should please me. My partner should do this for me. My partner did not do this for me. Children, expectations from children. Children have expectations from parents. My parents should please me, should buy this toy for me, that toy for me. If they don't buy, they become, we don't like our parents. My dad is a bad dad. My mom is a bad mom. All this. Why? Because expectations. But when there is service mood, when the mood is simply to please the other person, please one's parents, please one's wife or husband, please one's children, then there is no question of frustration, there is no question of disagreement, there is no questions of quarrels. Because how can you have a quarrel when the other person just wants to please you? It's not possible at all. So this difference between love and lust is very, very important. Is it clear, all the children? You understand what is love and what is lust? What is love? Tell me the definition of love.
To please someone else.
Yes, without expecting
Something back.
Yeah. Selflessly serving the other person. And Srimati Radharani is epitome of that. She is completely selflessly serving Krishna. It is said that her love for Krishna is so much that she never cooks the same item again. So that's how she loves Krishna. And Krishna also loves her so much. Krishna says to gopis that I am so pleased with your service that I don't have anything to give you in return. I am poverty stricken, I don't have anything to give you. Let this service that you are doing to me be your award. And you continue serving like this. And Krishna also in return is wanting to serve the gopis so much, and the living entities and devotees. Actually, if you look at, as we advance in Krishna consciousness, we will understand that when we pray to God, what do? We just go and do some arti and this and that. And even in that we pray, my dear Lord, please help me with this, please help me. So even with that little agarbatti we offer, there is an expectation that do something for me. Do something for me, But if you think about it, how much God is doing for us? Even without our asking. There are many people who are atheists, but even without their asking, Krishna is giving them so much. So if you really, when you advance in Krishna consciousness, you will understand that Krishna is so selflessly, like a true father, he is serving his children without expecting anything in return. Even an atheist who swears at God, who says, I don't like you, you don't exist, even to him, Krishna is providing all facilities. Is that not selfless love? That is selfless love. Love means you are ready to please your beloved without expecting anything in return. And here some difficulty comes. Krishna, why did you do this to me? If you are there, how can you be so heartless? Why did you allow tsunami to come and kill so many people? Immediately the blame goes to God. So where is love? So this is what Krishna consciousness is about. This is what bhakti is about, where you want to please the Lord without expecting anything. When we go and आज नारियल चढ़ाएंगे क्योंकि आज हमारा ये प्रॉब्लम चल रहा है, होपफुली ये नारियल फोड़ने से हमारा प्रॉब्लम फूट जाएगा. This is not love, this is lust. When expectations is there, lust. Lust doesn't always mean between male female. Any expectations from it, it's actually ultimately lust. Calm. So that love, the original love that we have with the Supreme Lord, when it comes in contact with material energy, it transforms into lust. And now we have to transform this lust into love. And that is what Krishna consciousness is all about. That is what bhakti is all about. To transform our lust into love for Krishna and his devotees. Another very interesting questions that people ask is, Radha and Krishna are always together, but we never hear them, getting married. There is no instance. Has Radharani actually married to Krishna? Or has Krishna ever married to Radharani? Many people ask this question, that did they marry or not? With the wives of Krishna in Dwarka, it is clear, Krishna married with them. Rukmani, Satyabhama, Krishna married with them. But with Radharani and Gopis, there is no such thing. And people always say that this is where we don't like Krishna's character. Because he is not married and he is having all these affairs with so many other women. So people ask, when did Radharani marry Krishna? Now my question is, does sun need to marry sunshine? Or does sunshine need to marry sun? Or you take another example, heat. You take fire. Does fire need to marry heat? Wherever there is fire, there is going to be heat. And wherever there is heat, surely the presence of fire is required. So there is no question of marriage. There is no question of marriage between Radha and Krishna because they are one entity. But to answer all these questions, actually Radha and Krishna got married. In Vrindavan, there are 12 forests in Vrindavan. And one of them is Bhandirvan. So Brahmaji himself came as priest and he married Radha and Krishna. And this was approved by Nanda Maharaj and Vrishabhanu Maharaj. So actually they are married, although they don't need to be married because they are only one. But still, to answer the people like all of us who question when did Radha and Krishna marry, this pastime has actually happened in Bhandirvan. So Radha and Krishna are actually married. It seems you have never heard of this.
Yes, and that's why only, I'm like many other people, even I feel that, I was only thinking that they are actually not married. So why is it not being widely kind of, shared, or why do people don't know about it?
That's because the tattva of Radharani is very confidential. See, there is no mention of Radharani anywhere in Bhagavad Gita directly. If you read the entire Bhagavad Gita, you will not find a word Radharani or Radha anywhere. Indirectly there is a mention in the verse Mahatmanustu Mam Partha Devim Prakritim Ashrita. There is a mention. And then in entire Srimad Bhagavatam there is no mention of Radharani. Srimad Bhagavatam is 18,000 verses. There is no mention. Because Radharani is a very confidential subject matter. She is extremely dear to Lord Krishna. So it is not a subject matter to be discussed among public. Only when one becomes spiritually very advanced will be actually able to understand the tattva of Radharani. So it is only discussed among spiritually elevated personalities. But Srila Prabhupada, being very merciful to living entities, he discussed, not publicly, but he has discussed in his books. And our previous acharyas have also explained elaborately about the position of Srimati Radharani. And it is through them only that we understand who actually this personality is. Otherwise, to understand Srimati Radharani is very, very elevated subject matter. And then to enter into the pastimes of Radha and Krishna is even more confidential. So this is generally not discussed, and that is why people don't know. And that is why it is said Radha and Krishna are a puzzle for a materialist. And that is why so many misunderstandings are there. In fact, it was only after Madhavendra Puri that Radha Krishna were actually introduced. Before that, nobody even knew about Radharani. So it's not discussed. Even in the Vedas, she is kind of hidden. But later, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami and other acharyas have given direct mention of Srimati Radharani, and in many other Puranas also Srimati Radharani is mentioned. So it is not just that it is imaginary. Many other scriptures also mention about Radharani. So very important that both Radha and Krishna worship together. So those are some of the things I wanted to discuss. There are so many more pastimes, and it will take us many classes to discuss all that. But I thought today I'll just, if we can even understand the positions of what Srimati Radharani is, then I think it's a great accomplishment. Okay, so I will stop here and see if there is any questions.
But doesn't that mean Krishna was technically kind of pleasing himself because Radha is him?
Yes, he is. He is just pleasing himself.
So everything is pleasing means he's pleasing himself because that's so in a way everything that he's trying to do is trying to please himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, because he is the supreme enjoyer. We are not the enjoyer. He is the supreme enjoyer. His role is to enjoy, and our role is to participate in his enjoyment. So we are meant to give pleasure to him. We are also Shakti. As I said, Radharani, living entities and material energy. We are all Shaktis. And Shakti is meant to give enjoyment to Shaktiman. But here, all of us, we don't want to give enjoyment to Krishna, right?
We do, don't
No, we don't.
Why?
That's why we are here.
Aren't we trying to give?
We are not trying to, yes. We are trying to give. We have forgotten him. We have forgotten Krishna. That's why we are in this material world.
How have we forgotten him?
We have. Do you remember your relationship with Krishna? So then we have forgotten.
Okay.
Does anyone here in this room know what is your relationship with Krishna? We all have a relationship, an eternal relationship with Supreme Lord. But do we know? We don't know. We have forgotten. Through Krishna consciousness, through this chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, you will one day recall that relationship with the Supreme Lord. That's why we are giving so much importance to chanting. Yes.
Will we all be in this world when Radharani and Krishna come down to the world?
Depends.
We were here only when they were here. They came 5,000 years ago. And then after their pastimes were over, they disappeared.
So maybe we were in some other form.
Yes.
only,
Yeah. We were in the material world, So somewhere we were in the material world, somewhere. But we were not devotees. Maybe we were atheists.
Because slowly so we
We were against. We have never left the material world, so we were always here only when they came.
Yeah, that means we weren't, because if we were worshipping them then we would have not been here anymore.
Correct.
So that means we weren't worshipping.
Correct. We were not worshipping him. We were not worshipping him. So now we have to start worshipping so that we establish our eternal relationship with him again and then go back to him in the spiritual world.
If we don't in this life,
Yeah.
in the next life, will we still remember all the things like related to Krishna in the next life?
We will not remember,
Like,
but
we'll still have those qualities?
yeah, so whatever bhakti you will do in this life, whatever process or endeavors you're making to establish your relationship with Krishna in this life, that will all stay with you even in the next life. So let's say in this life you complete 10%, in the next life you will start from 11%. So it will go with you in your next life. But anything material that you do in this world will be finished with this life. As Victor, your name is Victor, and this body, whatever you do, will be finished after you leave this body. But bhakti will go with you, because bhakti is related to the soul. It is not related to the body. So in fact, in this material world, really the only thing that you can carry on to your next life is bhakti. This chanting that you're doing, the benefit that you're getting from chanting will go with you into the next life. So today if you practice, in this life you practice perfecting your chanting, next life you will have no problem. You will be immediately, right from your childhood, you will be chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And I'll tell you something, the fact that you are all sitting here and listening is because you have practiced bhakti in your previous life. But you did not complete 100%. So that's why you have taken birth again to complete the remaining. Now if in this life we do not complete 100%, we'll have to take one more birth.
And that will keep on going.
It will go on until we become 100%.
But would it be easier if you're not in Kali?
Yeah, it is possible. But there is a benefit in Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga has a lot of problems. Kaler dosha nidhe rajan asti eko mahan guna.
It has the most problems.
Yes, this is the ocean of faults, this age. But it has one good thing. And what is that good thing? Kirtanadeva Krishnasya mukta sangha param vajet. Whoever will chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, for them it will become very easy to cross over.
Because it's shorter
It
here,
is shorter here, yes.
and there will be longer, so it will take longer, but it will be easier, but here it will be a bit harder, but it will be shorter.
Correct. In Satya Yuga, your life will be 100,000 years. You have to wait 100,000 years and do tapasya in the forest for at least 60, 70,000 years.
And here you can just chant.
Yeah, within like 50, 60 years, you can perfect your life and go back home, back to Godhead. So Kali Yuga is very, very beneficial in one sense. Although it is the ocean of fault, it has one good quality.
Once we finish getting 100% of chanting Krishna, where do we go?
To the spiritual world, where Radha and Krishna are there eternally. We will personally serve them. Right now we are serving a deity form, Murti and that we have in the temple. There we will personally serve them. Like how I can see you and you can see me and I can talk to you. You will be able to talk to them, serve them, be with them.
Did you remember anyone from your previous life, or will you see?
Huh?
Will you remember anyone that you see in there? Will it just be
Will you remember anyone from your life here?
From life here? That depends on the Lord. If He gives you the remembrance, then you may remember. If He doesn't, then we may not remember any of them. So in the spiritual world, all of us have different relationship with Krishna. Some are gopis, some are friends, gopa boyfriends of Krishna, some are like cows, some are like samosa, some are like shoes of Krishna, some are like flute. Like that, different relationship everybody has.
So we could be.
And they're all conscious.
So we could be a shoe there.
Yes.
And we can move.
Yes.
We can run away.
Yes. You can talk, or the shoe talks.
Krishna, like the people here?
Where do they go?
Yeah, like the people who believe in Jesus, where do they go?
They will remain here. They will have to take birth again until they perfect. So until we become 100%, we'll have to keep taking births.
And since you're born like Hindu, will you, in your next life, will you be born as Hindu again, or will you be born as like a Christian or something like that?
Depends on your.
Depends on your faith and your intensity of practice. So let's say if your faith in Krishna is confirmed, that Krishna is the Supreme Lord, then most likely you will take birth in a family which is following Sanatan Dharma. This Hinduism, Muslim, Christianity, these are all recent in the last 5,000 years. Before 5,000 years ago, there was only one religion, that was Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan Dharma means everybody was worshipping Radha Krishna. There was no confusion about who is this. It's only in the last 5,000 years that all these different religions have come.
Because Radha Krishna only came in the last 5,000 years, But before 5,000 years, they haven't took that birth, so would they be worshipping like Lakshmi Narayan or something?
Yeah, different forms. There are, when we were discussing about the universe, there was this time scales, yugas, and all that.
Was Radha and Krishna like still in the spiritual world before they came here?
These personalities can expand themselves. So Radha and Krishna can be in the spiritual world, at the same time they can be in the material world, and they can be in many other universes at the same time. They are not like us, that today you are sitting here, that means you are here only, you cannot be anywhere else.
Yeah, but does Lakshmi Narayan come from Radha Krishna or Radha Krishna come from
Radha Krishna are topmost,
top?
highest.
Right.
Everybody expands from him.
So everyone.
Yes. Narayan is an expansion of Krishna. Lakshmi is an expansion of Radharani.
Oh.
Clear? So these two personalities you see here, they are topmost.
So Prabhu, in this life, whoever are the followers and devotees of not directly to Krishna,
Yeah.
like say Shivji,
Yeah.
when if they have to, they are still doing bhakti, for example, now, but in the rebirth, what happens then? Does their bhakti, what they have done in this life, for
Bhakti towards whom?
bhakti not towards Krishna, but
Towards
towards
Shivji.
Shivji, or whatever they are following,
Yeah.
will that bhakti be still counted in that next birth?
So what happens is Shivji is a great devotee of Lord Krishna. He is a Vaishnava Nam Yatha Shambhu. He is the best of Vaishnava. Of all the Vaishnavas, Shivji is the topmost Vaishnava. So those who are worshipping Lord Shivji with sincerity, Shivji will connect them to Krishna. He will say, I am not the supreme. Here is my master. I also worship him. You also worship him. So there are many devotees in ISKCON who have said that we were staunch devotees of Shivji. Staunch devotees. But somehow we got connected to this and now we are completely satisfied. So Shivji or even devotees of Hanumanji, Ganeshji, they are all eventually will be connected to Krishna because they are all devotees of Krishna. If somebody comes to me and says, Prabhu, I want to worship you, will I say, yes, please worship me? I'll say, no, I am not the supreme. Krishna is the supreme, worship him. Let us, both of us, worship him. So similarly, the demigods also do the same thing. Durga, Shivji, they will eventually, for a sincere bhakta, they will connect them to Krishna. But if somebody is coming to Shivji for material benefit, Shivji, please, I have this problem, solve this, then you know what Shivji will do? No need to disturb my master, I will fulfill your desire. You have this desire, I will fulfill it. But if a bhakta of Shivji comes to me, Shivji, I don't know what is truth. I am looking for supreme, I am looking for truth. Please help me. Then Shivji will say, okay, come with me. Then he will connect you to Supreme Lord. So most demigod worshippers, these bhaktas of Shiv demigods, they want material benefits. They don't want truth. They want material benefits. Aartis are like that. What is it, Aarti? Sukh sampati mere ghar aaye. You listen to the bhajans, you will know there is no desire to worship or understand what the truth is. Yes. They say, we want to be here but we want to be comfortable. Please help us. So Shivji will say, no problem. I will fulfill your desire. Ganeshji will say, no problem, I will fulfill your desire. So when you really want the truth, that I am done with this material world, I want to be established in my true constitutional position, then you will be connected to Krishna. Because it is only Krishna who says that I am the Supreme. It is Krishna only who says, Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam raja. No other demigod has spoken something like this, that just take my sharan only. It's only Krishna who says, take my sharan only and I will take care. You read the entire Vedas, you will not find such statement. Because Krishna knows that I am the Supreme, there is no one above me.
Coming back to that example which you gave, for example, in the beginning, that you had met this student and he was, say, a follower of Shivji, for
Yes,
example.
yeah.
So he is the ardent devotee of Shivji, for example, right?
Yeah.
And we do know in this real world there are so many.
Yes.
However, they have the misconception about Krishna. that,
Yeah.
because of this particular thing,
Yeah.
we don't worship Krishna.
Yeah.
So eventually, as you said, that if Shivji is also a follower of Krishna, then that's what I mean, that will that bhakti be actually counted or not? Because there, Shivji is a follower or devotee of Krishna, but
Yeah.
they have a misconception about Krishna,
Yeah.
and they are a follower of Shivji. They are
Yeah.
a devotee of Shivji. So is their bhakti actually
So that is not
counting
bhakti.
or not?
Bhakti towards demigods is not bhakti. Bhakti can only be towards Krishna. What they are doing is flattering. That is flattery, that is not bhakti. They'll say Shivji or Hanumanji, I will come and put nariyal fodenge, ye karenge, wo karenge. Please fulfill my this desire. So they,
When they ask for the bhakti of the Krishna, then only Shivji will give the bhakti.
yeah. So Shivji will see the intention of that person. That this Brahman boy that I was talking about, although he was saying, I am a very big fan of Shivji, for what? To fulfill your material desires or to know truth? That Shivji knows. And accordingly, he will fulfill his desire. So if he has the desire that, no, I want to know the truth, eventually, somehow or the other, he will get connected to devotees and he will start worshipping Krishna. So it is not just sentimental thing that we say, please worship Krishna. It is as per Shastra. Even Shivji himself says this. Parvati once asked Lord Shiva, whom should we worship? What is the best worship? So Shivji said, Aradhana nam sarvesham Vishnu aradhanam param. Aradhana nam sarvesham Vishnu aradhanam param. Of all the persons whom we can worship, best worship is Vishnu. Krishna is Vishnu's name. Vishnu aradhanam param is topmost. And then he says in the next line, in the next two lines he says, but tasmat parataram devi tadya nam samarchanam. He said, but the worship of Krishna's devotees is even more higher than worship of Krishna. So that's why we also have very reverential moods towards devotees of Krishna. We serve them nicely, respect them, because Krishna is very pleased to see that. So these are all pramans of the Shastra. Shivji, who is the best of Vaishnavas, says Vishnu Aradhanam is best. Vishnu Aradhanam Param. But that doesn't mean we don't respect other demigods or other living entities. We must always respect. So let's say if you go to a temple of Shivji or Hanumanji, we should not say, oh, no, we are not going to... we don't worship them, but at the same time we don't disrespect them. So, because they are also devotees of Lord Krishna, so because they are devotees of Krishna, we offer our obeisances to them also. So the understanding is very clear. Who is the Supreme? Demigod worshippers don't have this clear understanding. They think Shivji is Supreme. You have a conversation with them and they ask them, who is Supreme? They say Shivji is Supreme. If you ask Hanuman Bhakta, he'll say Hanumanji is Supreme. Or you go to some Mataji Bhaktas, આપણા ગુજરાતમાં ઘણા બધા હોય છે. અમારી માતાજી સૌથી topmost. All these misconceptions are there, that's why. There is one, I'm just remembering one pastime about Shivji in relation to Krishna. So when Krishna was just a small baby in Vrindavan, Shivji came to know that Krishna has appeared. So Shivji wanted to take darshan of Krishna, baby Krishna.
Oh yeah, where all the demigods came to.
No, this is just Shivji. So Shivji, he has this long bhuja, and so he came to the house of Nanda Maharaj. He wanted to see Krishna. So Mother Yashoda opened the door and she saw this long, tall personality and all this. She said, no, I cannot show you Krishna. My baby will be afraid, will be scared to see you. And she sent him away. And after that, Krishna started crying. And Krishna would not stop. Crying. Krishna would not stop. Then Mother Yashoda was thinking, she called all the gopis around neighboring. I said, Lalla is not at all stopping. She is crying. So then Mother Yashoda started thinking, maybe that personality who came, maybe he was a great sage. Maybe we should call him back. only if he comes back and if he does something, then our Krishna will stop crying. So they immediately sent somebody to find him. So they went and searched Shivji and called him back. And Shivji came inside, and as soon as Krishna saw Shivji and Shivji saw Krishna, Krishna stopped crying. Because, they are both Lord and Bhakta, so they wanted to have this darshan of each other. And Mother Yashoda was so happy. She said, please ask me anything, I will give you anything. You are such an auspicious personality. My son was not all stopping, crying, and now just by your darshan he has stopped crying. So he said, please ask me, I'll give you. So Shivji said, okay, if you want to give me something, please, every day when you bathe him, that water and whatever you feed him, some remnant of that should come to me. So the water with which Krishna would bathe and the food that was eaten by Krishna, some remnant of that was always given to Shivji as prasad. So this is the relationship. And wherever there is Krishna's temple, you will find a Shivji's temple also, because Shivji protects that area, because his master is there. So wherever you go, wherever there is Krishna's temple, there will also be a Shivji's temple. So there is Gopeshwar Mahadev, so many different Mahadev's temples are there around next to Krishna's temple. So he protects the place.
Even Bhavananda said when we go in town, we first should go and
Yeah.
obeisances to Shivji and then pray to him that you are the Param Vaishnava, please help us bring that proper consciousness by which we can see the dham in a, we don't make any offenses, we can actually see the dham in proper consciousness and worship Krishna in your mood, and we understand his pastimes and all that properly. We don't make offenses. So we can always request and beg that proper consciousness from all the demigods, because they are the highest Vaishnavas and they can really help us if we go and pray to them for giving us a devotional mood and all that. So yeah, instead of asking them, give me good job or give me good wife, they will be more pleased. We ask them if we want Krishna Bhakti.
Even gopis used to worship Katyayani, Mother Katyayani. Why would they were praying to her that please bless us so that we get Krishna as our husband. So we can even go to demigods with the desire to get Krishna, no problem. Because they are more powerful than us and they can really assist us in getting Krishna. So there is no problem. So going to Surya Dev or Chandra or Shivji or Ganeshji and asking them, please make me a good bhakta, then they'll be very happy, very, very happy with you. They'll be very pleased, because bhaktas like other bhaktas, they all want to serve together. But when you go to Shivji, please solve this problem of mine. Say, Arey yaar, le, ja. Take, go. Don't disturb me. I'm doing my bhajan. Okay, so stop here. Thank you very much. Prabhupada ki jai. Srimati Radharani ki jai.